Hi guys, welcome to StunnerShare. So it's been a long time. I've posted the book review video. Decided it's like whatever has kept on hold, let me complete it so that it will be helpful for each and everyone from here. So that's the plan now. So okay. So we are going to continue with the ninth chapter, higher time frame pivot analysis. So I hope you guys aware, also remember what all discussed in the previous chapters, and also in between one or two chapters I have not posted, which is on the market profile and all those. There is a plan to do that as well. So let us complete this first. So in Secret of PivotBoss chapter 9, we are going to discuss about these four topics: types of higher time frame pivots, long-term pivots with forecasting, long-term pivot trend analysis, and trading picture. Before to that, let's go and see the introduction of what is this chapter 9, and with an example what has been discussed in this introduction part, and I will explain more. Okay. So this particular video will be only on the chapter 9 introduction. Okay, and next videos will have the further parts of these four topics. Okay, so always whenever he starts the chapter, he always starts with the quote, and this time he has quoted with the Jesse Livermore quote: "The big money was not in the individual fluctuations, but in the main movements. That is, not in reading of the tape, but in sizing of the entire market and its trend." So what does he say in this particular one? So the main trend of the market can be uptrend or downtrend or sideways movement. Okay, so we will not be able to say the trend of the market in the intraday charts like 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minutes. We will not be able to say the main movements what is happening. Say for example, in this particular day, let's take this example. In this particular day, the chart was on sideways move, and in this particular day the chart started up but then remained sideways. So with these small moves, we'll not be able to say what has actually happened in the market, whether the price has risen up or not, or what actually the market is tending to do. Okay, so that is what was saying, like, was not in the individual fluctuation but in the main movements actually play. And also it is not that you will be able to make big money just by reading the tape is nothing, but just by reading the chart you will not be able to make big money. You can make big money only when you size the entire market, sizing up the entire market and its trend. You will be able to make big money only if you size up the trade, like how many quantities are needed for a particular trade, and also you have to know the trend, whether it is going to be uptrend or downtrend or sideways trend. Okay, see, let me show you one more thing. Here the market remained sideways, and then here the market was completely sideways. Okay, in this all these cases you will not be able to decide whether the market is going up or going down, or how to hold a trade, or whether to hold a trade or not. With these only movements you will not be able to decide. But okay, forget about all these days. But if you go to any daily chart or on a weekly chart, okay, if you go to daily chart or on a weekly chart, you will now come to know what has happened. Now if you see, the main trend of this particular stock is uptrend. Okay, so the stock was actually going from 1 minute. Okay, the stock was actually going from uptrend, consolidation, uptrend, small dip, then now also small dip, but made a higher low. So now what is that our understanding part is, now on a bigger picture the chart is making a higher low. That means it is making a bullish trend. Okay, that is one sign. Second part of it, what you have to understand is, like, these candles are tightening up, not major movements, and it is all within a particular zone. And this particular two candles started giving shakeout, and we can expect some good move on the coming days. And last week this stock actually moved good. This stock actually gave a good breakout, and if you also see, the candle is looking very good compared to all these candles. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 weeks of all these candles. This candle is strong, and after that this stock actually gave a good move, and it has nearly moved 8% in this week. Okay, but if you see on a 5-minute chart, you will not be able to do a proper trade in this particular zone. So now if you go on a 5-minute chart, in the 5-minute chart, you will not be able to know what actually you have to do. If you are not aware of the bigger picture of what has happened in the weekly chart, now say for example, Monday candle opened, and after 5 minutes, the entire day remained sideways, and you are not aware of what needs to be done and what will happen just by seeing this particular day. But if you have done the weekly analysis, and if you are known of the weekly movement or higher time frame movement, then you will be pretty sure that once after the last week high is broken, I would have taken a trade. Then you would have taken a trade above this high of 3612, and if you would have held on to the trade, then you would have easily made 3898, which is nearly 250 to 300 points. So that is what Jesse Livermore has told. Big money was not in the individual fluctuations, but in the main movement. Just because of intraday moves going up, going down, with that you will not be able to make any big money. You will be able to make big money only on the big movements, main movements, how the trend is moving. That is also, if you are just reading the tape, it is not going to benefit you. You have to size up the market, and also you have to, you should know what is happening with the trend. Okay, actually PivotBoss, all these chapters, you know how PivotBoss used to trade, what is the concept he has been using. Okay, then he was, all these days we were discussing, or all these chapters we were discussing about the pivots used in intraday. Say for example, we were using the pivots in 5 minutes, 15 minutes, etc, etc. But what PivotBoss thought is like, why can't we use this PivotBoss or pivot analysis in higher time frame? Higher time frame, say in the case of daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart. In that cases, what if we use the higher time frame pivots, and what will happen? Okay, so this is what he was actually planning. So what he has done is like, he started to note down the weekly and daily candles and how are they behaving with respect to the pivot. When the price and pivots meet at a point in a daily or weekly bars, he was just checking what is happening. And in the say for example, intraday trading, whatever he was actually trading, he was actually making money easily, quickly, and very fast. Okay, just by within from 1 minute to 60-minute chart, he was able to make quick money and all those. But that trade will not hold for a longer time. Okay, it will be just for a matter of minutes or hours. It will not be able to hold for a longer time. But if you wanted to trade on a higher time frame analysis, like higher time frame pivot analysis, say for example, you wanted to check for weeks or months or even years, you will be able to see a good result on that. Okay, just to say for example, you are holding a trade within 1 hour or 1 week, you will be within 1 hour or 5 minutes or 15 minutes in an intraday, you will be able to know whether you are making a loss or not. But if you are holding for a, if you are doing the trade on the higher time frame chart, then that actually may give an huge returns, because see the anyways you know what is the risk involved. If the stock is reaching the L3 zone, that is going to be the support zone, and if it breaks, it will fall. That means that is your stop loss. If it doesn't break, it can go to H3. Okay, in a 5-minute chart, say for example, let's take this case. Okay, let's take this case and let's see, let's assume that, let's forget about this CPR. Let me see whether I can. Okay, yeah, okay, let's take this case alone. Let's say that this is the L3 and this is the H3. Okay, L3 is nothing but the support and H3 is nothing but the resistance. I'm just telling you guys for assumption. This is actually a CPR resistance, but I'm talking about Camarilla here. If the stock is taking support at this place, that means that breaking below is going to be a crack down to L4. So we will keep the stop loss at this place, and our target will be here. This is in a 5-minute chart. In a 5-minute chart, we are expecting 3810 to 3860, which is nearly 50 points more. But in the case of weekly chart, the distance between L3 and H3 will be bigger. So the stop loss of L3 is going to be small and the target will be huge. So that is what actually the positive what we can see in the higher time frame analysis. At the 2003, in the beginning of 2003, he was doing one such analysis similar to that. Let me show you that analysis. In 2003, he was doing one analysis. What actually happened in that is, okay, in 2003, what happened is in S&P, the markets was cracking. If you see over here, the markets from, what is this, 1552, it was cracking towards 800 levels. Clear? And this is L3H3 like Camarilla resistances and support marked. These are yearly Camarilla supports and resistances, whatever has been marked over here. Okay, let me not put it in dotted, let me put it in line so it will be better. Line, this is also line, this is also line. Okay, so these are the lines. Okay, so what he is telling is like the markets were cracking from 1500 to 800 levels, and people are not aware that whether it will take support or it will bounce and go. So what he was telling is that he just gave a buy call to his friends and family, stating that the market can bounce at a zone. At the zone, in the sense, he gave from 800 levels the market can bounce. How was he able to say that? He was able to say that because these candles were at the L3 zone. Okay, there is, I don't know, there is a mistake in the code, or I'm not exactly sure. The code, whatever I have written, it says the L3 is lying over here. Yearly L3 is lying over here. If you see over here, see, yearly L3 is lying over here. But the line which I have marked, this line I have calculated manually. Okay, I have calculated manually. By that calculation, I have marked this line, and that is what in his book also he has marked. Okay, so I am not sure how to do this correction, because if you see what I have done is 2002. Okay, let me put like this, notepad. Okay, why not notepad? I have that screen open already. See, Camarilla support S3 formula is over here. Okay, close minus high minus low into 1.111 into divided by 4. So what I have done is, let me put the calculator. The high is this candle. Okay, 1173.94 minus the low is this candle, which is around 768.63. Okay, into 1.1. Okay, and divided by 4. Okay, and the close, we have to take December close. So December is this candle. At this candle, the close is around 908.60. Okay, 908.60 minus 114 or 116, something around there. Okay, so it gives 794.6. Okay, that is what I have marked over here. But this is also, I have used the same formula, but somehow it is coming here, I'm not sure, so forget about that. Okay, so now he is telling that he gave a buy call to his friends and family. Okay, this is all written in his book. I am not exactly sure whether he gave or not, but this is all written in book. And he has told that I was able to give a buy call, and that buy call actually gave him good returns. Okay, he said the market is about to bounce. From where? From this level. Why? Because the candles are trying to take support at L3, and the candles are becoming weak at the L3, and the candles are not ready to break L3, and that is how he gave the call, and it actually moved. See, from 788, say for example he has taken an entry at 800, it has nearly moved to 1000. Okay, 200 points movement he has actually got, which is nearly 25%. Okay, so that is what he has mentioned. In 2002, he was at the end of support 2022, he said the price was at the support of 800, which happened to be the yearly L3, and that S&P rallied to 1100 to finish the year. So he has taken an entry at this place. Okay, at around 800 he has taken an entry, and that rally ended at 1100. So he is telling that he has actually captured 300 points. Okay, which is nearly 40%. Okay, and that is what he has mentioned here. Okay, and he said his family, friends, everyone gave high five, and everyone was very happy because of his bullish outlook. So now that is what I have explained. In a 5-minute chart, if you see the value or the L3 to H3 is small, but in a longer time frame, he was holding it for a very longer time, and it has actually resulted a good move for him. To understand what L3 does, what H3 does, you need to understand what actually the L3 and L3H3 concepts are there. I have already made the video for it. I'll try to tag it over here. Maybe you can use it for your reference. Clear? And what next? So without a doubt, higher time frame pivots can be explosive and reliable as the intraday counterpart. So say for example, as I have actually told you many times, intraday moves 5 minutes, 10 minutes chart, there will be lot of noises. So you will not be able to decide whether the market is going to go upside or downside, or you will be able to make quick gains or quick losses. But in the case of higher time frames, the noises will reduce and the movement will be consistent for a longer time. You will be able to generate more number of returns and the loss will be very limited. Clear? Okay, as a matter of fact, the majority of market participants will actually find higher time frame pivots to be better fit to their trading style, because these are going to be swing trades or long-term trades. So the people don't even have to watch the market for each and every time. They just need to check a daily movement, how the stock has moved and how it has performed, whether it can be held for a longer time, whether it has broken any support or resistances, then that would be your trade. Say for example, in this particular trade itself, if say for example, you have taken an entry at 800 and the stock has broken this 796 around this L3 and closed below it, then you would have exited it. So that means from 800 to 796, it is going to be a $5 loss. But you have got nearly $35 profit, 35% profit in returns. So that is what he is actually coming and updating over us. So the fact should be that the long-term oriented people, they should go and check the higher time frame pivot analysis, because it is more valuable for them rather than waiting for some slow or intraday movements. So same time, as I mentioned, the risk will be very less and also the profit will be huge. You will be more profitable. So instead of trying to capture multiple intraday moves in a day, you can just capture these sort of moves. So say for example, he has actually got into one trade and he has holded that for a 30% move. In 1 year, he has got into one trade. One trade is going to give him 30% move. So in that 30% move, you will not be able to fetch it in the intraday side. So that is better. So in a month, in a month, in a month or in a year, you will be having only handsome of trades. Say for example, 2 trades or 4 trades. That would be your trade amount, and your loss will be very less and your profit will be very high. And that is very much more compared to your intraday profits, whatever you are taking. Okay. So this is the higher time frame analysis introduction which he has been covered, and after that we will be covering upon the pivot trend analysis, pivot width analysis and all other in the further videos. I hope I have given some clarity on this. If you feel the content is good, kindly give a like, share and subscribe. And I think this video will be available only for members. If you feel the content is good, kindly tell your friends that such a good content is there. Kindly subscribe and join the membership channel for getting more videos like this. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for more videos.